I'm the director of the MBDA Export Center located in San Antonio, Texas. The MBDA, we are part of the Minority Business Development Agency, which is part of the U.S. Department of Commerce. It was established more than 50 years ago during the Nixon administration. We have as brothers the U.S. Census Bureau, the International Trade Administration. We are part of that strong branch, the U.S. Department of Commerce. We are operated through the University of Texas at San Antonio. We are part of the Institute of Economic Development, and our MBDA center in San Antonio has 4 verticals, one of which I'm leading. Okay, one is the MBDA, what we call domestic centers, that take care of the domestic companies. One is the other one is the Advanced Manufacturing Center that specializes in helping manufacturing companies to have state-of-the-art know-how and technologies. The COVID-19 Business Resilience Center that was established to help companies during this pandemic period, and the center that I'm leading that I will explain more about, which is the MBDA Export Center. Please, next slide. Okay. What is our mission? Our mission in particular, our center, because there are some other export centers in Miami, in Arizona, in Houston, our center is trying to bring, to help our companies, to our clients to be more competitive in the global environment, but with main focus on Latin America, okay? The people that the team that we have here in San Antonio, and certainly due to the proximity to the Latin American and Mexican market, we are people that we've been working in Latin America for many years. So we were businessmen, or we were executives of different global companies that had a lot of work, a lot of influence in Latin America. And so our natural networking is Latin America, and we help companies to pursue new markets, and certainly companies that are already exporting, but we also take some domestic companies that may have a good competitive profile to go global. It's what we call ready to export companies. We also like to work with companies, again, that has a very competitive domestic profile that may be engaged in global trade. Next, please. Who are our clients? Ethnic minorities. Basically, this is our main target, our main mission, to help ethnic minorities. Next slide, please. Why MBEs? Why global trade? Well, first, MBEs. Talking about MBEs, we know how the demographics are working in the US. We know how minorities are growing in the country. So this is logical that we need to take care of this important population. Next slide, please. MBEs contribute with more than $1.5 trillion in the US economy. MBEs contribute with more than 7 million jobs, certainly represent almost one third of the total businesses in the US, more than 8 million companies. So that's why MBEs are very important for our economy. Next slide, please. Why going global? Well, maybe you're aware of this statistics. 95% of the consumers are outside the US. So it is important to see if we can reach globally, if we can go globally. So many domestic companies that have been successful in the domestic market certainly may have this export profile. That's what we want to invite them to go global. MBEs, just some research that we had done just showing that MBEs are 2 times more susceptible to export. MBEs are 3 times more susceptible to have international operations. And, MBEs are 6 times more likely to engage in business, although there may be some language barriers, although it may be that business language will be different than English. That's why we need to work with MBEs. Next slide, please. Our services, specifically about our services, what do we do? Next slide, please. I think we are going back with this. Okay, I think we are missing one slide, but that doesn't matter. What do we do with companies? I'll tell you. Before access to capital, we help them to engage in global markets. Okay, how do we do this? First, and this is very important, we do what we call an export potential analysis. I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of my presentation. We help companies with market research. We help them a lot with, we have access to a lot of databases, local and foreign. And certainly we may bring a lot of relevant information to see if there are business opportunities for our companies. We do a lot of networking. We help them to identify strategic commercial partners abroad. So what we do is export consulting. This is the first part of how to obtain more contracts. Secondly is what this slide is talking about. We help them to access capital, traditional capital, SBA, Exim Bank, commercial banking capital. Certainly we have the networking to help them with my colleagues that will go further later on in this seminar. And we help them also a lot with asset-based financing, because sometimes the balance sheet is not strong enough to have traditional financing. We may help them with asset-based financing, maybe using the receivables, maybe using invoice financing. And certainly, this is very important. Sometimes the capital comes through partnerships or through private equity. So we may help them to advise and obtain this kind of capital. Next slide, please. Identify export opportunities, introduction to potential clients, and certainly we are very active in doing virtual and physical business trips, B2B business matching events, a lot of business matching events. Next slide, please. Okay, last but not least, when we take a client, it may be an export existing company, or it may be a ready-to-export company. What we do is what is a traditional SWOT Porter's analysis, okay? But the difference is that what we compare is the strengths and weaknesses of the company versus the market opportunity. So what we do is we run an analysis together with the owners of these companies to see if all the strengths of the company may fit with the business opportunity that they are pursuing or that they may pursue. So we analyze traditional strengths such as talent management, patents, cost advantages, pricing advantages, differentiation in products, access to strategic resources, why this company may be competitive abroad. Certainly, we analyze weaknesses, and some of those weaknesses, we may try to help them to solve them, like cultural barriers, language barriers, logistic barriers, e-commerce integration, which is very common that MBEs are not yet integrated in e-commerce. And then we take this profile and we analyze then the market that we are pursuing. By far, the most important, Mexico. The country that we are pursuing is a trade, is a trade agreement. What kind of risk assessment will have that country? Do they have high tariffs, taxes? How is the logistics? Is there a good logistic in that country or not? How is the competition in that country? Do we have high competition or low competition? Is the English the business language? So we try to do this analysis, which is very valuable for our clients, to see if we will need invest in time and effort in that venture, because over time and our money, certainly we want to optimize it and we don't want to lose it. So we do this analysis just to see if what we are thinking is feasible or not.